mine. And if I was wrong, I will say I was wrong. I missed that one. I don't know how I got off track on that one. Yeah, we'll deal with it. I don't know if Virginia remembers, we had a Sunday school class, and there was a young man in our Sunday school class, and I was telling him something. I forget exactly what the lesson was, but I was telling him a word meant black. And he was like, oh no, I just looked that word up, and that's not what that is. I think it had to do with Moses' wife being Ethiopian, I believe. And there was a word in there. I said that meant she was black, and he was like, oh no, I just looked that word up, and da da da. And I'm like, good. I said, go home and study it. Come back Sunday, next Sunday. Let's talk about it. He came back the next Sunday. He said, Minister Elwood, you was right. That's what I looked that word up and dug into it, and that's what that word means. I said, see, you looked at it that way, and it looked like it meant that, but when you dig into it, you realize it means this. But you know what? Anybody, any teacher that's worth his salt ought to be willing to allow yourself to be challenged.
That's right.
You know? What I'm scared of. You know? This is God's stuff. It ain't mine.
That's right. Come on now.
See, we get scared to go out and talk to people because we don't think we know enough. You know? We don't think we know enough. But what we don't get is that if we allow the Spirit in us to guide us, God has really given us what we need, because He wouldn't put you in a situation that you couldn't handle.
Come on now.
God is not going to put you in a group of people that's going to ask you a question that He hasn't already given you the answer to. The question is, are you relying on Him and leaning on Him and looking to Him to answer the question? Or are you looking out of your own intellect?
Come on now.
So, the apostles didn't look out of their own intellect. They looked to God to give them what they needed. And so God gave them this. The cool thing is I don't know how much God actually spoke to them. You know, because I'm sure there was a ton, you know, and John says Jesus did so much that if they tried to put it all in the book, books would just fill up the earth. There's just too much stuff. So they only penned what God told them to pen. Oh, hallelujah. Sometimes God said, look, I'm going to inspire you just to do this right here. I know you know all this, but I don't need you to do all that. I just need you right here. Just this little bit right here. Because this little bit right here is going to help somebody else.
That's what you need.
Right? It's going to help somebody else. And so in the book, God allowed them He inspired them to write down what it was that we need.
What we need.
What it is we need. So now we get to doctrine, you know, getting into a course, a subject matter. How many subject matters are there in the Bible? Lots, ain't there? Now, let me ask you this. Has anybody ever taken a course, a subject, and in the book that you were using to learn the course or the subject, that when it came time to do the work in the subject, that there were examples in the book to help you answer the questions?
Right.
Absolutely.
Right? I got some people in school say, yeah. You know, if you've been in school, you know, I'm thinking of math, but just about everything, but definitely in math, they give you examples of how to work the problem. Right? And if you can follow the example, when it comes time to do the problem, you're good to go, ain't you? Just do what the example said, right? What God gave us in the book, with the subject matter in it, He gave us examples too. Y'all don't believe me, do y'all? Y'all don't believe me. Y'all don't believe me. Y'all don't believe me. I'm going to ask one of these ministers to turn to 1 Corinthians 10 and 6. But he gave us examples. The question is, are we looking at the examples? Are we following the examples? Huh? Because He put them there for us. The examples is for us. What they say? Because it's good for what? Teaching. Instruct. A good instructor going to give you some examples, ain't they, brother? If I'm instructing, I'm teaching, I don't give you no examples, you might need to question what I'm doing. Huh? So, why don't y'all get that? Why don't y'all get those? Get that.
1 Corinthians 10 and 6.
Yes, sir.
And it reads, "Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted."
Okay. Now, I encourage you to read all of that chapter, because it gets into all the various things. But But you see that it says they were given to us as an example, right? That we might not lust after these things. And the example that he was talking about, when you get into the chapter, what you discover is the example he's talking about is the things that Israel did. The complaining. The following after the world. Looking for livelihood somewhere they wasn't supposed to look for it. Forgetting that they were God's people in God's kingdom and God takes care of his people. Sometimes we forget that, don't we? We forget that God takes care of us. We forget that God supplies us our need. We forget we ain't been studying. That's the problem. Because the test comes to try us in those areas. And then what we discover is whether or not we get entangled, what we're talking about in Bible study, whether or not we get entangled in the affairs. Listen, Deep Wednesday, he had to pause. He paused Wednesday and said, now wait a minute here. Because the book said that God does not intend for us to get entangled in the affairs of this present life of existence. That's what got deep. That's when Deep put his foot down and said, wait a minute now. We need to pause right here and think about that. Affairs means that God is saying, I didn't call you to get in here and to manipulate and to try to figure out how your livelihood's coming.
Come on now.
That's what affairs meant. He said, I didn't ask you to get busy with that stuff.
See?
I did not ask you to be busy yourself with civil life, civilian life. I didn't ask you to do that. I didn't ask you to get involved in life, because civilian means life, and it also means life, the present life that you live. Oh, we got into a little language arts as well. Because we said it had an article with it. I didn't know what an article was, but it had an article with it. I said, where's Quan when you need him? It had an article with it. They defined, it made, and the thing we discovered is that when we're looking at the Greek and we're dealing with article, we're not looking at it from the English perspective, and that's what we do sometimes. From the English perspective, it talks about personalizing. But from the Greek perspective, it talks about emphasizing. So the emphasis was on we don't get involved in civilian life as a soldier in the army of the Lord. Why? Because he informed us as a soldier that as a soldier, your food is taken care of, your clothes is taken care of, your housing is taken care of, your travel is taken care of. You don't have to do nothing but obey the commander over you. Am I right, Monica?
Come on now. See?
Huh? That's what God's word teaches us. We are not to get ourselves off.
Come on.
Now I understand why my mama told me 2 jobs are for 2 people.
Come on.
Look, we are not to be concerned about our livelihood, because he knows my name. He already know what I need. He know where he sent me to. He know what he put in me. And all I got to do is be obedient to the commander over me, and my housing is taken care of. My clothes is taken. Didn't he say the lily of the field?
Go ahead.
Huh? Didn't he say the birds don't know what it?
Come on.
Huh?
Supply the needs.
That's right.
Come on, I know sometimes stuff happen in our house and stuff break down. If y'all anything like me, y'all get to spazzing out. I'ma just admit, I throw my hands up. God has had to get on me to say, look boy, you ain't passing this test. Come on, that's probably why I got me teaching this, to make sure I get this in my spirit. Because he's like, boy, look, you teaching and you spazzing out cause the water line broke, cause the toilet ain't acting right. Huh? You thinking about all of this stuff going on down the road of what the possibilities could be? Whew, he worked me out, D. He worked me out. I think he kind of got me there now, Minister. I think he got me to the place where now I look at it and I say, that's what's happening today. All right, that's cool. God take care of it. Let me just give you an example.
That's right.
Look, we were talking about that example in 2 Chronicles where where the king had some foot problems and went to the doctor.
Right.
And God kind of got on him like,
Yeah.
you done went to the doctor, you done made an alliance with another kingdom,
See.
and
Go
you
in the
ain't
water.
came to me.
Right. Go in the water. Get in
Say
that
it
water.
loud, say it loud.
Yeah.
Right.
You ain't came to me.
Right.
You done went to the doctor. Now y'all know I've been told y'all before, my feet be hurting.
Okay.
Sometimes I be, my feet be hurting. I be walking sideways, calluses, just legs start hurting because I'm walking funny and everything. So me and the Lord had a conversation just this past week. And I was talking about my feet. So I didn't ask him why my feet hadn't been healed. I just talked to him about my feet. Lord, my feet are hurting. And so this is what the Lord told me, Brother Jeff. He said, this is what I need you to do. He said, take your shoes off and just walk around the house barefooted. Now that's really tough for me. Y'all gotta understand. The way my feet hurt, to walk barefooted is not, that's a challenge.
Okay.
I'll be walking all kind of crazy ways.
Right.
And he said, no, I need you just to walk normal on these feet. And so I shared that with the wife. And the wife said, well, I just started doing that too. She had just started the same week. So for 2 days, when I'm in the house, I just take my shoes off and walk around. The first 2 days, I'm kind of tippy-toeing. And then it's like, Lord said, no, I just need you to walk on them. Just walk on them normal. So I started walking on them. Shoot, they start feeling pretty good. I'm running up the stairs now.
Come on now.
I'm like, boy, this feels pretty good. Today, my feet ain't hurting. Look. Didn't God say he got us? He'll take care of us. So now some of us probably would say, no, I don't know what this taking my shoes off is going to do. But God said, take your shoes off. See, and if I had any kind of, if you got any kind of sense, you can go back to the book. He said, now wait a minute. Now there's an example in the Bible where God told a fella to go dip himself in this little dirty,
That's
nasty
right.
Jordan.
He did. Yeah. More than once.
And the prophet told him, go dip yourself in that old dirty water.
That's right. Do it.
Now I'm already scaly and my skin already messed up. Now you want me to go dip in some dirty water? What kind of... But he went and dipped.
Yeah.
And he came out.
That's right.
Example, wasn't it? It's an example.
He did more than one.
God said, Deke said there's more than one.
Yeah.
There are tons of examples in the book of what God is saying.
Yeah.
And so he teaches us how to live our lives. Right? He teaches us how to live our lives independent of the world that we live in. And that seems kind of strange, don't it?
Right.
Because I got to work, right? Yeah. And he understands that, right? Because he said a man that don't work don't eat, right? Now, you're talking about us men, right? So you women, if you got a man, he ain't working, you might want to tell him you ain't supposed to eat. I don't know what you're going to do. You ain't supposed to eat. So God has these things in there, and he's instructed us, and he says, I need you to live your life like this, so I need you to seek the kingdom first, and everything else will be added. He said, I need you to walk upright before me, and everything will be all right.
All right.
Now here's the cool thing, is in that he didn't guarantee you and guarantee us that nothing would come at us. We're talking about Bible study. Look, he didn't guarantee us that the spirit of fear would not hit us. What he guaranteed us is that he did not give us the spirit of fear. He didn't say it wasn't going to come.
Right.
He just said he didn't give it to us.
Yeah.
And if I can understand that text and put it together, when the spirit of fear comes, guess what I can do? I can talk.
Can
Can I talk? I got something to talk about. The spirit of fear hit me, and I get to say, guess what? The book say he did not give me the spirit of fear, but come on, somebody. See how that worked? The test came. He gave me the example. Look, I'm going to give you this. They said giants. He gave us an example, David. Goliath spewing out all kind of intimidation.
Right.
He got all Israel army hunkered down
Right.
in fear. I mean, paralyzed, can't move. Right? But here come David. David then had some experiences with God. I know all of us then had some experiences with God, but we don't do what David did. We don't fall back. Look, let me put it back in the text here. Look, you have experiences in elementary, right? You experience how to do certain things, you experience certain problems in elementary, right? And then you go to middle school and you experience some things and you can fall back on some of your elementary and say, oh, wait a minute, I recognize that. I know what to do with that, right? Then you get to high school and you might have to fall back on some middle school stuff and say, oh, yeah, this is what I experienced. I don't know how to do that, right? And this is how it goes, right? But we forget about our experiences with God. We forget about how He's delivered us. We forget that He the one that fed us yesterday. I know we think that we had some money in the bank and that we was able to draw some money out the bank and buy some food and eat, right? But that ain't really what happened. What happened is He allowed the money to be in the bank for you to draw out to get the food. And guess what? You can have money in the bank to go to the store to buy food, but if He don't allow it to rain and the sun to shine, there will be no food to buy. See, He's trying to get us to see something. It ain't the money that's getting you the food, baby, it's me. I'm the one that caused the sun to shine. I'm the one that opened up heaven for it to rain. I'm the one.
That's right. He did.
All your money, all we got to do is look at the Great Depression. All of the money meant nothing. It didn't mean nothing. All that money folk that saved, they got all of a sudden jumping out of windows and carrying. That's what my grandmama told me. They jumping out of windows, killing themselves. You know, because they thought money was the sustainer. But what He teaches us is that I'm the sustainer. Take all the money away, take the value of money away, and I still got you. Huh? Can I give you another example? Remember Elijah went to some woman's house? She had a son. She just had this meal there. You know, Elijah told her, the Lord said, you got to listen to what the Lord said. The Lord said, make me a what? Make me a cake. Huh? Listen. She obeyed what the prophet told her. When you look at the example, she kept dipping out. The thing kept filling up. It just kept filling up. She couldn't make it go empty. In the time of a famine, she couldn't get it to go empty.
Come on now. Come on.
Come on, y'all ain't getting me. Y'all ain't with me. Look, the book is trying to teach us in the time of famine, God's got us.
God got us.
Economy collapse, God's got us.
Yes, He does.
But what is our part? What is our obligation? What is our responsibility?
Faith.
We got to stay with Him.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? We got to realize that we're in His army. Huh? We got to realize as His soldier what our responsibility is. Why is it that we're in His army? Huh? You know, you don't get persecuted because you got a great education. Paul didn't get persecuted because he had no great education. No. You don't. You know, I know folk act funny on your job when you get a promotion. I know that, but that ain't persecution. That ain't persecution. No. See, persecution is when folk know who you are and whose you are and who you stand for.
Yeah, that's right.
When people realize that our responsibility in the army is to go out and get those who are in the dark, because that's the responsibility. I'm not here to slay demons. That ain't why I'm here. I ain't here to fight no demons. Now, if they step up to the plate and they need to be cast out, I do have the authority to make them back down. But I ain't out devil hunting. I ain't out demon hunting. You know, that ain't what I'm here to do. My responsibility and why I'm going to get persecuted and why folk are going to try to take me out is because I'm trying to save somebody's life.
That's why. That's why.
Because I'm willing to raise up the name of Jesus. Because I can't get you if I can't say Jesus.
Right.
Huh? I can't sugarcoat this thing.
No, that's right.
You know, I can't back off of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. I can't back off of the fact that He came out of that tomb in 3 days. I can't back off of the fact that he is the Son of God.
Yeah.
I don't care what everybody else is saying. I can't back off of that.
Right.
I can't buy into the world system and what they do and how they do it and how they live it. I can't buy into that.
No.
The first and second century Christians were put on a stake and burned in Nero's garden because they refused to live life like the civilians was living life.
Come on now. Wow.
As a matter of fact, what they said about the first and second century Christians is, y'all think y'all better than us. Y'all trying to overturn our government. And they said, we ain't trying to overturn your government. We ain't even a part of your government. We trying to save some souls.
Yeah. Wow.
Now we are trying to snatch some people out of your government.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Huh?
Right.
See, we get it messed up sometimes.
Yeah.
The book teaches us that our mission, if you choose to accept it, is to go out and get that brother or get that sister that don't know me.
Yeah.
Get that one who is strayed away. That's the mission. But the only way you can get them, see, I can't draw them unto the Lord, right? The book teaches us this.
That's right.
I can't draw them unto the Lord. He says, but if I be lifted up,
That's right.
I will draw all men. It's not my philosophy. It's not my church doctrine. Come on, somebody. It's not the music department at my church. It's not that we got a good daycare at the church. It's not that we got a big old church. It ain't that my pastor can riddle and rhyme and rap
Come on now. Come on.
and walk